Theo, I think the prosecutor has indicated before sentence passed that if either of the parents had gone for medical help, he would have lived.
You're absolutely right. Just a few minutes ago, we did hear from the prosecutor about this case. Well, 10-month-old Jacob died on the 30th of December 2020, and for a prolonged period of time, the trial over the last couple of weeks heard about some of the pain that was inflicted on him. Now, his parents, Craig Crouch, was convicted of murder, 3 counts of child cruelty after the jury deliberated for 4 days following a 7-week trial here at the Crown Court. And his mother, as well, Gemma Barton, was cleared of murder, an alternative charge of manslaughter, and 2 counts of child cruelty, but was found guilty of causing or allowing death of a child, and a 3rd count of child cruelty. Now, as you mentioned, the pain that was inflicted on him was similar to someone who's involved in a crash, and also was described as someone falling off a multi-storey building. And during the trial, the jury heard how Jacob would have suffered serious pain in the hours leading up to his death, something that would have been clear to both the parents. And they also heard that the fatal head injury he'd been inflicted had taken him, if they had taken him for immediate medical help, Jacob would likely have survived the peritonitis that eventually caused his death. And earlier this week, we heard from Derby Police, and this is what they had to say.
It's clear from the evidence found on Gemma Barton and Craig Crouch's phones, through text messages, videos and audio recordings, that they were equally responsible for the culture of cruelty that was inflicted on baby Jacob. As a father, I cannot comprehend what happened behind closed doors, and my thoughts remain with Jacob's wider family, who have been left devastated by his death.
Well, both the parents, Crouch and Barton, began their lives, according to what we've heard in the evidence in the trial, over those 7 weeks, as soon as they rang 999 after they said they had found Jacob unresponsive in his cot at around 7 a.m. on that 30th of December 2020. And when paramedics arrived at the couple's home, they found that Jacob had clear bruising, and there were signs of rigor mortis, suggesting he had been dead for much longer than they had told the medical workers. They also said East Midlands Ambulance Service rang the force to report the concerns that officers had, and they were dispatched to their home. Now, the parents themselves painted the picture that Jacob was a child who was well behaved, and other than being unwilling to take a bottle the night before, he was otherwise fine. But of course, the picture turned out to be different when many examinations were carried out on his body to see the extent of up to 41 injuries that had been inflicted on his body. But both parents will be sentenced here at Derby Crown Court at 2 p.m. in Derby.